The background to this webinar is that recent health and safety legislation changes in Australia and indeed in New Zealand mean that corporations must take a far more active approach to managing the risks associated with corporate travel or risk criminal prosecution. To cover the topic today and to give us a guidance, we have Alana Titterton and Tony Ridley.
So who is a PCBU? Well, it's defined in the legislation as including a person conducting a business or undertaking, whether that person conducts the business alone and therefore captures people who are sole traders, or whether they conduct that business jointly with others, whether or not the business or undertaking is conducted for profit or gain. It includes partnerships and unincorporated associations, but it specifically excludes volunteer associations and officers and workers. Now, volunteer associations has a very narrow definition. The second you employ anyone, you're no longer able to avail yourself of that volunteer association exception. So it's really intended to look after, your local footy in the backyard kind of people rather than the Salvation Armies of the world as they're likely to be employing someone. Now, officers and workers are also expressly excluded from being PCBUs, and this is an important point. Now, a lot of people get a bit confused by this concept of a person conducting a business or undertaking and tend to think that it's individuals. That's not the case. It can be individuals in that sort of sole trader idea, but generally speaking, what we're talking about here is organisational compliance. Now, the word person in statutory interpretation terms can include both individuals and body corporates as well. So it's important to note that we're talking about organisational compliance here in terms of who PCBUs are in the general context. So now we understand who a PCBU is, it's time to look at what a PCBU actually has to do.